All right, so I'm going to make this video before I get too busy. The first part of the video is going to be for people who sell things like t-shirts, and the second part of the video is going to be for someone who I saw that is selling pillows with people's pictures on them. I think this will be really helpful, so let's get into it. So, if I was selling, if I was going to sell a t-shirt that I make, then the first thing I need to figure out is who are the kind of people that are going to be my demographic. So, first thing I'm going to do is come to audience insights, right? So, obviously, I'm out of touch with what's going on nowadays. I feel so old, but the Jordan brand, right? So, if I'm selling t shirts and hats that are the kind of style that where people also like the Jordan brand, or they can wear it with some Jordans. You want to make sure it's Air Jordan. Here we go. So Facebook's going to tell me the kind of people that like Air Jordans. Excuse me. So you can see in the top 10 categories, East Bay all the way down to Vans. And then if you come down here, um, I don't know what that is, but it seems to be pretty popular. And East Bay, True Religion. So what you would do is come back to ad creation. I would definitely make an ad with video views. People who live in this location speak English. We're gonna go back over this in a second. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna put in Air Jordan, right? And because we see all of this, I'm also going to put in as many of these that I can. Now, I want to warn you, sometimes you'll put something in here and it won't show up. Will this show up? This one does. Conceited. I don't know what that is. I don't know what anything is anymore unless it's marketing and making money. Um, all right, so we can go on like that, but we're not for the sake of time. So I think you understand. So another thing is you want to figure out the demographics. So you can see, thanks to Facebook invading our privacy, that people who buy Air Jordans are 74% men between the ages of 18 and 44. But between 18 and 34 looks like it's going to be your sweet spot. So you have to figure out whether or not you want to add uh, the 10 more years from 34 to 44, or if you just want to keep it just like that. If I were you, because of this, I really wouldn't split test it and do one for men and then one for women. You can, but I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. But there still seems to be a big enough audience, so you never know. So, excuse me. So, 18. I didn't even know that Facebook allowed you to go below 18. That's kind of scary. But anyway, 18 to 44 women, you got 3.9 million. Men, you got 6.3 million. So you want to narrow this down. You want men who have bought something. So, and then you narrow down your audience. So, engaged shoppers are people who have either hit the shop now button or some sort of button where somebody wanted them to buy something. Okay. So you do that. Edit placements. You guys know how I like the Facebook, the news feeds only. But for this, so if you're going to make a video of people wearing your stuff and you're going to send it out there to the world to see, you could do Facebook stories or Instagram stories. What I would do if I were you, what I would do if I were you is I would make 3 different ad sets. Okay, this is the only way you can figure out what's performing well and what's not. Make one for news feeds on Facebook only, one for stories only, one for Instagram stories only, and one for Facebook stories only, and then see how well they convert. Because the data is everything. You only want them when they're connected to Wi-Fi because it's a video. You don't want to be wasting your money on people who are in a bad area, don't really have reception. They're on their phone because they're bored. They like your video, but they can't load it and play the whole thing because their connection is bad. And here's the cool part: if you only spend $5 a day, which for some people is like a couple of Starbucks a day, you could reach anywhere from 1,000 to almost 4,000 people a day. And so $35 a week ain't bad to be able to reach over 10,000 people. So if I were you, I would, you could leave it on the 10-second views. Excuse me. So you can leave it on the 10-second views here. Really, if they watch it more than 2 seconds, I mean, you've pretty much got their attention, especially with it being on Facebook. I would leave it on the impressions. If you want to split test it, you can make a couple ads with video, a couple ads with slideshow, but it depends on how much time you want to put into it. Put the video here. Buy from me now. Of course, you wouldn't put that as a text. Another thing is if you're going to put your website URL here, do not put your website in here if you don't have some sort of Facebook pixel on it. Okay, you're going to be wasting your time and money, and it's just don't do it. So you want to put your Facebook pixel in your website so you can track the people that are there, so you can do some retargeting later on. If you didn't want to do all that stuff, there's a software that I have access to where you literally push one button and it'll basically retarget it, for you, and it'll show it on Facebook, Google, YouTube, and another platform. So that's how I would do it if I had the t-shirts. If I was selling t-shirts or hats or something like that, that's what I would do. And obviously they have a bunch of stuff here, and wouldn't you know it, a bunch of people that buy Jordan stuff are single and negative, and only 25% of them are married. So if you wanted to narrow it down, this is your ad and this is your money, so you really want to make sure that you're spending your money wisely, right? And spending your money wisely means doing the research and doing the split testing to figure out what's going to be a better profit for you long term. There you go. Narrow it down to single people because you know, and ignore this stuff over here, but you know, based on your research, that most of these people are single. And contrary to popular belief, most of them have went to college too. Okay. Excuse me. So that's that. So now I'm going to get into the pillow stuff that I've seen. So same thing. I would use video views. Okay. So and just to clarify, this part of the video is dedicated to people who sell things like pillows, and maybe you make pillows with pictures on them. There's a new pillow, maybe it's not new, but it's new to me, where you can like run your hand over it and it reveals what the picture is after a while. I think those are pretty cool. Um, so let's start over. So same thing, I would do video views, but because that was a black couple, so obviously this person can sell anywhere in the United States, right? So what I would do at first, because I'm not quite sure how you would search out um, pillows with pictures on them, people who like that kind of stuff. I think generally everybody likes sentimental things, especially women. So here's what I would do if I had something like that that I was selling, and I kind of wished I was creative like that to make things like that. But for the people who are already doing that, here's what I do. Now I'm full of strategies, so this is only like one strategy out of like a million that's in my mind right now, um, to kind of explode this thing. Scary that Facebook tracks all this, but absolutely awesome for those of us who are looking to make some money here. All right, so here's what I would do. Oh, one more thing. Excuse me. I heard somebody say bless you. Thank you. Uh, let's see. Here we go. So if I was going to sell pillows with a husband and wife on them, what I would do is I would do one of two things. I would either go after engaged people, because if they're engaged and they're going to get their pictures taken, then they could either request as a wedding gift or buy it themselves a picture of them when they got engaged, right? Or you can have the married people. I mean, it's so many things, but I'll quit rambling. So I would market to women between 18 and 65, women who are married, who are engaged shoppers, who have purchased something within the past week, or they've at least hit the shop now button within the past week. I would go after people who have an anniversary coming up within 30 to 90 days. And I'd also make sure they were black women because the people on the picture were black. And we typically buy or purchase from people who look and act like us. It's just a marketing thing. Um, I would have it in the news feeds, but because it's a video, I actually think it may do better in the Facebook stories or the Instagram stories. Again, You want to make sure that you make different ad sets. I would make 3 ad sets and figure out which one converts the best. Mobile devices only when connected to Wi-Fi. You could still only do $5 a day if you want it. Do a single video, or you can do a slideshow, up to you. Put it in here. I would do the video. I would probably test a slideshow too. Probably going to take you like 7 hours to put together all that stuff, but it'll be worth it in the end. And then your text here, and again with your website. So one last time, do not put a website in here if you don't put a Facebook pixel in it. Okay, you're gonna need that data for long term. So this is everything, not everything I would do, but some of the things that I would do. So if you have any questions, I'll be here. I'm happy to help, and I hope this helps you.